Hey, this is Victoria Aguillard, and we're going to be talking about an investment strategy. I chose to invest in robust companies, and this is a Warren Buffett strategy, and I thought it was interesting that Warren Buffett used it, so I wanted to test it out and see if it worked. So the first thing I did was take 10 companies with robust cash flows, and these companies are very well known. They are Apple, Microsoft, Walmart, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, General Electric, Verizon, IBM, ExxonMobil, and Cisco Systems. Their free cash flows are very, very high. They range from the top at Apple at $4.9 billion all the way to the bottom at Cisco at $11.1 billion. So to test this theory, I took all 10 companies and tracked their returns for the past 10 years. And the results were that their return was pretty low, but their risk was also very low. So if you would have invested in all 10 companies equally over the past 10 years, your return would have been 0.62% and your risk would have been 3.8%. So what does this tell us right now? Doesn't tell us anything because we have to track it to an index to see the results. So I took 10 random companies which were not as well known, but Franklin Resources, Potash Corporation, The Toro Company, Tri-Continental Corporation, Boyd Gaming Corporation, Jarden Corporation, Pinnacle Entertainments, Darden Restaurants, the Sherwin-Williams Company, and Smith & Wesson Holdings Company. So I did the same thing. I took the 10 companies and tracked their returns over the past 10 years. Their results were much higher with a higher return and a higher risk. So if you'd have done the same thing and invested in all 10 companies equally, your return would have been 1.02% and your risk would have been 7.2%, which are both higher than the robust companies. Now, does this necessarily tell us that the robust companies are a better investment? Not necessarily. It just boils down to your risk preference. As you can see in this graph right here, the random companies are more at the top of the efficient frontier with a higher risk and a higher return, and the robust companies are down at the bottom of the efficient frontier with a lower risk and a lower return. So the conclusion is it boils down to risk preference. If you want to be safe, a safer investor, then invest in the robust companies. But if not, then take your investment strategy elsewhere.